Hey all, J-Man here. I just want to tell you about beardedshirts.com. It's a great place to get a lot of cool superhero shirts and other merchandise. You can scroll, they've always got sales on. As you can see, they've got these really cool print all over shirts, which I really love. That's Eddie, the founder of the site. And if you're looking for stuff, all you got to do is you click on the search here and you can type in all over. And that's going to show you the all over prints, which are really, really cool. Look at that. You got Legion of Superheroes, you got Brave and the Bold, you got JSA, you got Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all kinds of stuff. So check out beardedshirts.com. Hello, Legionnaires. Welcome to WWE SummerSlam Talk. This is SummerSlam 2024, in case you're watching this in the year 2050 or something like that. 2024 was a garbage year for a lot of stupid stuff that happened. We had a garbage Batman cartoon that debuted. I watched about 8 minutes and 25 seconds of that garbage. We had a Deadpool movie, which was pretty cool. A lot of fun, a lot of fighting, so that was good. That was the one good thing that happened. The rest of the year kind of sucked. But anyway, if you're joining us and it's 2024, then welcome. Let's talk about what's going on this week. This week, I'm slammed. This week, I'm SummerSlammed this week. Monday, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going live at 7 p.m. Eastern, so 1 hour before this start time. We're talking about 3 issues of Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. The first appearance of Dawnstar. Dawnstar is awesome. So that's Sean and I tomorrow night, the flagship, the Legion live stream every Monday. You actually can't miss it because Dawnstar is awesome. So that's tomorrow. Tuesday, the somewhat, kind of fun stream of Dazzler. We're going to be talking about 4 more issues of Dazzler. This is episode 8 of Dazzler. We're almost actually done. There won't be too many more episodes of Dazzler because it was only a 40-issue series, but we're covering numbers 29 through to 32. On Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on the Action Elite Live. This is my friend Owen's channel. We're going to be talking about the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which is actually pretty damn awesome. I just watched it this weekend. Really cool movie based on a novel, Churchill's Secret Warriors. It could be like a video game or something. Thursday, Sean and I are back. We're talking Transformers Legacy, the art of the Transformers packaging. So Sean and I only covered half this book last time we talked about it. There's a shit ton more to cover, so we're going to do that on Thursday and finish it up. Looking forward to it, actually. It's all the Japanese art. Looks really good. Friday, every Fridays for at least a little bit more is Fantastic Fridays. I've read the first issue of this with Psycho Man. We got Ronan the Accuser. We have a Cocoon. Who's in that Cocoon? Find out on Friday. That's going to be a lot of fun. Saturday. So now we're into Saturday. We're doing Squadron Supreme part 2 to finish off this series. And I've read the top 3 issues. So I've got 3 more issues left to read. And I can assure you that this is definitely one of the best comics I've ever read in my life. I'm close to saying this is better than Watchmen for me. I don't know if I'm going to say it. I still have 3 more to go. Classic Comics says he liked it more. I'm damn close to saying it myself. Blown away by every issue. I didn't even bother reviewing them because they're all 10 out of 10. It doesn't get more 10 out of 10 than this thing right here. And oh my God. So we're going to talk about it. If we did a 3-hour stream per issue, that might be enough to cover each issue, but we're going to attempt to cover 6 in one stream. So there you go. And Sean and I are going to be doing Headmasters. We're going to get to it. And August, starting Imperious Rex. So this is our tribute to our good friend Clobberin Times, Mike Alonso. Plus, we're going to look at all the comics that came out on the anniversary of his birthday, my birthday, and of the birth of the Fantastic Four. So the Fantastic Four and Clobby and me all came into being in August. So we're going to talk about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get her done here. Let's bring Steven and let's start talking some wrestling. Hey.
Hello.
All right. Got some SummerSlamming to do. I am slammed. I've read like something like 12 comics today or something like that. Plus I'm reading my Judge Dredd magazine, which is awesome. Plus we go to Value Village, my wife and I, to just see what kind of books they've got, chibi books and just things like that. And I bought this for $2. I only bought this because Margot Robbie's character, Sharon Tate, of course, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, loved the book, and Roman Polanski made the movie Test, so I got Test. So it was $2.50. This is Test of the D'Urbervilles. I read the first few chapters, and I watched the first hour of an A&E special on it. So I'll finish the A&E special probably tonight after this stream. And in addition to reading all those hundreds of comics, in addition to watching the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and I watched Paddington 2. I haven't seen Paddington 1, but my wife liked Paddington, so she's like, "Oh, I watched Paddington. It was pretty good. Do you want to watch part 2?" I was like, "Sure." Do I need to know anything? Yeah, he's a bear. Like I know who Paddington is. So, and of course I had to watch another bunch of episodes of Star Trek Enterprise. So whatever videos you guys have seen for Star Trek Enterprise, I'm more than halfway done season 3. And my videos are, and I've got all these videos like queued up. So I'm way ahead of you guys. Like I'm going to be, by the time season 2 airs, I'll be done season 3. And then I'll be into season 4 way before season 3 even gets there. Cause I'm just so ahead. Like I watched 5, we watch 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening every day. So it's just like, I'm just plowing through them all. Season 3 is a lot of stuff about a war, but it's interspersed with some good episodes. But season 1 and 2 are a masterpiece, equal to original series. And actually, if you ever wanted to start a Star Trek, you could start with Enterprise because it takes place before. Though it's neat if you've watched original series and then Enterprise, because things happen in Enterprise and you're like, oh yeah, they don't have that yet. And you're like, because you're like, well, why don't we do this? I don't get it. You're like, oh yeah, shit, they don't have that in this one. I'm like, damn, I forgot. It actually makes things more tense because you're like, it actually messes with your expectations because you're like, oh yeah, this is not a problem. You're like, oh wait a minute, this is a problem. They don't have this technology. It's like, oh yeah, just go to Warp 6 and get out of here. They don't have Warp 6, moron. I'm like, oh yeah, crap, they don't have Warp 6. They're never getting out of this thing. So it kind of makes it cool. It's my 3rd time through Enterprise. Enterprise was the first Star Trek show I watched when it was on TV.
Right.
Like night 1 or whatever. Like live off TV as opposed to binging it after the fact. All right, so I posted a poll. This was a very last minute stream, so we only have 4 votes. What'd you think of SummerSlam? 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 2 out of 5. I got a 5 out of 5. I got I got 1 5 out of 5, 2 4 out of 5s, and a 3 out of 5. So
sorry, I seem to be having camera difficulties again.
That's okay. We can still hear you, so we can work with that.
There we go.
There you go.
Sometimes I just need to jig it. I don't know.
Okay. So there's actually a lot going on in this one. This was pretty crazy. There's like actually a lot of crazy stuff going on. Okay.
Matches. This is very odd because they've been averaging around 5, I think, per pay-per-view.
So we got a Rhea Liv, Sami Bron, LA Knight Logan, Bayley Nia, CM Punk and Drew, Damian Gunther, Cody Solo, and then I guess Miz and R-Truth had a little thing with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, which was just nonsense.
Yep.
But that was funny. R-Truth is introducing them as
the Rock and Roll Express, which got no one knew who the hell they were. I knew who they were, so I thought that was funny.
I thought that was pretty funny. He's like, it's the Rock and Roll Express. I'm like, I don't think that's them. That is not them.
But he got Robert Gibson and Ricky Morton, and I'm like, no one knows who you're talking
about. Yeah, no, this is not yet. But still, it was funny.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there, we just talked about that. Should I just cross it off the list?
Yeah, we can just cross it off.
I'll just cross that right off. So, right, since we talked about its randomness. How is your predict? Okay. Rhea Liv, I predicted the entire thing.
100%. I was 100% for the entire thing.
Yeah. Oh, you got everything right on SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got that right. Sami and Bron, no idea, only because I don't know what. Like I'm not really following that, so I'm going to lean on you more on that one. I knew LA Knight was going to win.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure Nia was going to win, but I wasn't 100% for sure. I wasn't sure about Drew and CM Punk. So okay, Liv I was for sure, and I knew Dom was going to turn. Like that whole thing was called. Sami Bron, I didn't care, so I think about it. I'm just being honest. LA Knight, I was like, yeah, he's going to win for sure. He's paid his dues now. Nia Bayley, I thought not. I was like 85% sure win, but I was like, I'm not sure. Maybe they'll do some shenanigans. CM Punk, Drew, I thought CM Punk would probably win.
I didn't think he'd win. No.
You didn't think so? Yeah. Gunther, Damian.
And I thought it'd be Gunther. I thought it'd be a turn as well.
I wasn't sure. It was 50-50. It was almost dependent upon what happened with Damian or Dominic.
Oh.
So I was like, if Dominic splits this up, then Rhea's on her own. Therefore, Damian will have to go on his, like, Judgment Day will be done, right? Like,
well, this version of it.
Or this version of it. Yeah, this will be, so the new one will be Liv, Dom, Finn, JD, I guess Carlito. And I knew Cody was going to win. Okay, and I had a feeling Roman would show up.
We knew Roman was going to win. The question was, would he come out with Paul Heyman or would he just come out solo?
Right. Okay. Let's say hello to everybody who's in the chat first. It's a last minute stream. We just kind of started late. Hey, FK, you're here. Thank you so much. It was in Cleveland. Insert your, yeah, I know. They ain't from Cleveland. And Brian Hepburn is here. How's it going, man? I thought either Nia would win or if she lost, beat up Bayley and Tiffany would cash in. Yeah. So you know what they shouldn't have done? They should not have given Tiffany that pink, because as soon as she got that on SmackDown, I was like,
as soon as she got it, you knew she wasn't cashing in.
Right, because she's going to carry that around for a while.
It's an accessory for her, yeah.
It's an accessory now. So that actually kind of spoiled that a little bit.
It did and it didn't, because I never expected her to cash in yet. Tiffany's obviously going to be doing which I never saw coming. She's obviously going to be doing a face turn and turning on Nia at some point and cashing in.
Yeah.
My thought process is it's going to be the Rumble.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? And for the Money in the Bank, you have until the next Money in the Bank to do it. Right? Is that how it works?
You got a year.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go in order of the matches. So we had Rhea and Liv. I like the beginning. She kept running around. That was kind of fun. Yeah. And then the whole shoulder. That actually wasn't too bad until the turnbuckle thing where I'm like, I don't think the turnbuckle, like the first time it happened with her shoulder and then she's like, oh, she bangs it back. I was like, oh, I like that. I actually thought that was really neat. Then she's like, then again, I got dislocated again. But at the second time around, like, when was that supposed to have happened? That was bad. The first time was good. Because you're like, oh shit, yeah, okay, and this, oh my gosh, she's injured, oh my god, and then she brought it back, and you're like, oh, that was clever, but don't do a second time. It worked okay the first time. Don't spoil it by doing it the second time.
Yeah.
We knew Dom was gonna, but
I
liked how like it made logical sense in the beginning. Like, no, don't hit her because you can't win. You can't win that way. It's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And you're like, okay, but then and then he threw the chair to her. You're like, oh shit, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
So I like Liv. I like Rhea. I like both. Yeah. Rhea doesn't need a belt at this point now. She's like so pumped that like doesn't need it. So, what did you think of the match and the story and all that?
Yeah, I agree with the beginning. It was cool how she kept running around. The shoulder actually did look like banged up. So I was kind of like, well, maybe it's. I'm not saying it's legit, but it was, to use shoulder verisimilitude. I didn't like throwing herself into a table just because she's going to hit her head first, not her shoulder. So it's kind of weird to me, even if she turns her head a bit. I would have preferred if she actually smashed into the ring post.
That's a better idea. I thought that too.
Just because that level of force would definitely pop it back in versus the table where I was kind of iffy on it.
But you knew it was fake at that point because you're like,
when she did that.
When she did that, I knew it was fake. That's why I didn't like when she did it a second time because I'm like, well, now I know it was faked, right? So,
yeah, I agree with that. They played it well. I mean, they were telling a story. Dominic, what he did, I thought he was pretty clever with that. It was obvious he was going to turn on her, though. And to be honest with you, and this is personal preference, if it's between Liv and Rhea, I'm taking Liv. I could have potentially turned on Rhea. Well, Rhea would kick my ass. And Liv probably wouldn't because she's still a short blonde girl. Well, she's tough though. I don't know. Yeah. Anyhow, it was exactly what I thought it would be, and probably what I thought it should be. I didn't think Liv should lose the belt that quickly. I
like the revenge tour.
I like the revenge tour
kind of thing. I think that's kind of a fun angle.
One thing I don't like, and this is just a personal thing, I don't like spike DDTs where they actually like plant them on top of their head and they flip over. I actually think that doesn't look good. It doesn't look natural. It's almost like they're somersaulting instead of taking a DDT properly.
Right.
And I didn't like how Rhea took Oblivion. Again, she was flipping over. I just like just fall flat on your face.
Right.
I mean, it probably hurts a bit more, but it's more realistic. If you start flipping around, I'm like, you're jumping then. You're actually somersaulting into it.
Right.
Which doesn't look good to me.
Okay. Anything else on that one?
Well, this is in general through the night. I thought the different camera angles were kind of weird, like how they tried to get in at a ref cam. They had some really cool stuff. And I'm going to talk about more Cody and Solo. It didn't work all the time. It worked most of the time, but not all the time. Pretty much. Pretty much.
RVD, Rob Van Dam, taking a spike like that.
RVD, dead. Yeah, you're right, Brian. He sold it great. But it's just like when they do it, it's so they somersault too quickly.
Right.
Right? It's almost like that flip can't happen as fast as it does if they take the DDT properly. When I think of someone taking a DDT properly, it's Ricky Steamboat. He just went down like he was freaking dead. And he just lied there. He just did a face plant. Now, he did get concussed because Jake Roberts did DDT him on concrete, and he told him not to do it. And Ricky's like, no, it'll be fine. And he got freaking knocked out.
Ricky, man, buddy, help us out here.
Ricky Steamboat was crazy, man. You wrestle Ric Flair for a year, you're probably likely to say being DDT'd in the concrete was fine as well.
Brian, what does he say? They almost are rolling when they do it. Yeah, Joe's here.
Exactly.
Joe, welcome. Tiffany's not going to cash in the briefcase for a while. Oh yeah, no way. Yeah. They're always selling. I know. So Joe, the very first thing we said is the second we saw that pink briefcase on SmackDown or whatever, we're like, yep, that thing's going to be carried around for a long time.
Though I will be honest with you, I did feel bad for Tiffany when the briefcase got smashed. Just her reaction to it, I felt bad for her. I was like, she looks so sad. I'm like, someone get her a different briefcase. I actually felt bad for her. I mean, I'm buying into the Tiffany Stratton face turn. I don't know. I legit felt bad for her.
Well, I'm with Bayley, so I was like, screw that. Stomp that briefcase. Now she got the pink one, so it's like
she got the pink one.
Now we're going to be subjected to that for like weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
Well, Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker. I have less than a line of notes. This is like my university notes here. I mean, did it feel like that was a short match?
It was a short match, and they had a longer match at the pay-per-view prior.
Right.
This was obviously a semi-squash match. Sami Zayn doesn't need to have the Intercontinental title. Bron Breakker needs that momentum. I'm not a huge fan of Bron Breakker.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't get into him.
I'm not a huge fan of him. Just this whole, he's this badass. I'm like, he's got some great athleticism. That Breakensteiner thing is crazy. But he spears people. I've seen people spear people 100 times. I'm kind of like, on it. I mean, they're trying to say like, he runs 23 miles an hour, which is crazy speed. Yeah, it is crazy speed. But he just spears guys. Right. Roman Reigns spears guys. Edge spears guys. Goldberg spears guys. Like everyone does spears. Jey Uso's done spears. So Sikoa's done spears. A spear is not like when Goldberg did it, it was insane because he's a huge man and he's a former football player, and him just spearing people just looked like he killed them.
Right.
Now that everyone else and their mom is spearing people, like Charlotte Flair spearing people, I'm just like, I'm over the spear. Like, you got to do something more. I don't know. I don't really care about Braun Breaker. Like, he goes around and he's Rick Steiner's son, so it's doing the dog face gremlin. Woof, woof. I'm like, yeah. Like, if you love the Steiners, you're going to love Braun Breaker because he's Rick Steiner's son. I just like, I don't care about his character that much. Like, he's not doing anything for me. And Sami Zayn was kind of he was a transition champion, so I never really cared about his reign. So this was a nothing match to me. This was almost like if I was glad it was quick, because then we could get on with it, because this match had no allure to me whatsoever.
Yeah, I just can't. I don't know. I couldn't get into it. It's just, it is what it is. Like, so okay. I mean, yeah, Braun won. We'll see what happens with him now with the next storyline or whatever.
Well, he'll have to be a dominant Intercontinental Champion, but I just don't know what you do with him, because he's just going to dominate people, and I'm like, okay, he doesn't have much of a character to me, so.
Yeah, maybe they can figure out something. Like, I guess we have to see what angles, like, what are they going to do with them?
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of these we'll have to wait. I like Sami Zayn, but ever since the Bloodline thing with him ended, where he was the sympathetic kind of guy, I kind of lost interest in him. Brian says, I hate someone later on the show doing the Hurricane from the top.
Yeah.
No one should be doing it until Braun is more established.
Yeah.
Hated it. Yeah, hated it.
I agree with that. I agree with that. To me, the Hurricane is cool, but I only want certain people to do it because it is hard to do and it's hard to pull off. Like Damian Priest doing it, I was kind of like, I mean, it's cool. He's a big guy. Doing it is fine, and doing it on a big guy like Gunther is cool. But I'm kind of like, I agree. Like, just leave that as Braun Breaker's thing, make it unique, as opposed to like showing other people can do it. Then I'm like, again, that becomes an even more. So what? You already got him doing the spear, and then other people can do that.
Right.
So what?
All right. Well, we had LA Knight versus Logan Paul. He had LA Knight had his jacket on for the first third of the match. There's a lot of good high flying that Logan off the.
Oh yeah, that springboard.
That was nice.
That was cool.
LA Knight did a few nice ones, high ones too. I like when LA Knight beats up Logan's little cronies on the side there. The brass knucks, now I gotta ask you about that brass knucks in a second. LA gets the pin, LA Knight wins. I could not tell, because they're like, oh, he got hit with the brass knucks, but did he get hit? I don't know what happened there.
The angle was horrible.
The angle was terrible. I could not tell what happened.
The angle was terrible. They're just saying he jabbed him instead of hit him in the head.
I see.
Quick question, J-Man. They said it during the telecast. Who was the first United States champion ever?
I don't remember what.
Harley Race.
Oh, Harley Race.
Harley Race.
Oh, they did say it? Okay, they said it nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have the volume very loud because my wife doesn't watch wrestling and she finds it very loud. So she's like trying to read My Hero Academia ended. So she's trying to just finish it. Yeah. So I had the volume a little bit low, so I couldn't hear all of the commentary. In fact, I missed a lot of the R-Truth stuff too. That's why, but I did hear the Rock and Roll Express thing. As I saw that.
Yeah, this one, LA Knight made me laugh. It took him a few shots to break the window in the truck. I thought that was funny. Like the first time he just totally whiffed on it. I thought that was pretty hilarious.
You can't actually breaking glass and windows it's very difficult. Like when we shot one of our movies when we were young, there's some broken glass there and there's like little jagged pieces left. We found a place that was all busted up.
Yeah.
So I went over and I was gonna break that last piece in with the back of this gun, and I went and like a little quarter piece broke off. I was like, oh, nothing happened. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the match was really good. Both are athletic guys. Logan Paul's athleticism is insane. LA Knight's athleticism is pretty insane as well. The finish was terrible. There's no way he should get up and be able to do his finisher after taking a brass knuck shot. I don't care if it's a jab or what it is. Right. That was really, really terrible. But the right guy won. Logan Paul was going to lose because he was accused of transphobic comments over the Olympic opener.
I saw all of that. You know the thing is, too, this is why you just don't speak.
Yes.
You say nothing.
Yeah.
See, I never get canceled. I don't say anything. Firstly, I don't care. Yeah. Secondly, you don't have all the info because then info came out about that particular person, which is like, oh, it's like, okay, so it's not this, it's this other thing, but and then everyone had to issue their apologies and all this. It's like, see, this is why you just say no to everything. Just do not speak. If someone asks you, say, I don't know what you're talking about, and then move on with you. There was an interview, I'll say this very quickly, with Samuel L. Jackson. This was during Django Unchained. Okay. And the interview, you can find it. The interviewer says, this is just for information purposes only. The interviewer is a white male. Samuel L. Jackson is a black man. If you didn't know. The interviewer goes like this. The interviewer says to Sam Jackson, "Oh, are you upset? Or people have been really upset and perturbed over the amount of use of the N-word in Django Unchained." And Sam Jackson's like, "What? Nothing? No?" Like, so and the guy's like, "No, the N-word." He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Which N-word?" And the guy's like, "The N-word." He's like, "If you don't say it, then how do I know what you're asking me?" I was like, "Oh my God, this is so good." And the guy's like, "Well, he goes, just say it." He goes, and then obviously it's not anything to talk about because you can't even ask the question. So I guess it's not really a thing. And you're just like, "Oh, that was awesome."
Samuel Jackson, I mean, I didn't think he could go up in my estimation until you told that story. Like, that is brilliant. Yeah,
he's like, "Say the word." I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, what? The word nothing? And he says a bunch of N. Right? He's like, "No, the N word." He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." In his defense, how can I comment if I don't understand what you mean?
Yep.
So anyway, hey, Skeptic, what's going on here? Confusing over. I don't know what that means. Is that the person's thing? It's effing Jackson. That's right. The Nux spot is how Tully Blanchard won the national title from Dusty Rhodes. Yeah, we're just seeing him transition.
Title match.
Nice.
Yeah, it was weird. I agree with you, Brian, because I was just sitting there. I was like, why'd he get up after Nux and Brass Nux and hit him with the BFT? Like, I just thought they could have done it a better way.
It's Batman logic. It's because it's Batman. Like, why can he do it? Because he's Batman. Like, that's what Clobby used to say. Batman logic. He goes, he's Batman. So, well, wait a minute. How could he do that? Because he's Batman.
Yeah.
It's like that. It doesn't matter. It's like Batman can do it.
Don't worry, Batman has this.
Yeah. All right. So did you like? Yeah, LA Knight had to win. I mean, come on, let's give this guy something already.
The guy's been on fire for the longest time, and you have to do something for him. So.
Yeah, he does.
Logan Paul again doesn't need a belt.
Right. So all right. Okay. Next up was Bayley versus Nia. Bayley holding her up and walking, doing that slam. That's great because that's a big mass, and she's like blobby. That was tough. She slammed her up, and then Tiffany, of course, comes out. And she gives Nia does the Annihilator. That's her the Annihilator twice. So Bayley is like flat now. Like
but
Bayley's a pancake.
She's now like spread out more.
She's a pancake. Put some syrup. They should be like, put some syrup on her. She's a pancake. Well, I like Bayley, so it is what it is. I mean, for me, she doesn't need the belt anyway, so whatever. But like, they have to further the story, and it wasn't really going any further with Bayley maintaining the title. So Nia will now go forward. This will make Tiffany turn against her. Whenever you're saying, Rumble, that'll happen. And then Bayley can just move on to other. I don't know what's going on, if she's moving on to other things, or if she's just gonna like have a different opponent going forward now. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. They lost. I feel like it's like a bit aimless right now, like with the women's division. Like the women's division, even not too long ago, wasn't as aimless as it is now. I don't really understand what's going on with the tag belts. I don't really understand except for Liv, which is the only women's storyline that is a storyline. That's the only storyline there is.
Pretty much. I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
I will say the only reason I think Liv and Rhea is a thing is because as a storyline is because of the involvement of the men as well, the Dominic, yeah, and Judgment Day. I think the only thing that's going on right now is Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler are a team, and they're beating people up. That's all I know right now.
Sonya Deville's little clique or whatever, but then now it looks like no, yeah, Tiffany. It was Tiffany and Chelsea who had a little bit of a collision.
Chelsea needs to turn face as well at some point because she's just becoming over with her commitment to her character. With this one, Bayley did have a pretty much disappointing title reign. She didn't do a lot. She didn't really have great people to fight. So Nia had to win this match. Mm-hmm. Nia needed a reward for her much improved work since she's been back with the company. People aren't getting hurt from her anymore. She has lost weight. She's moving better. The Annihilator, I'm not a fan of because you could see like when she gave her to 2, she sort of just bounced off her like she didn't even touch her. She just bounced and went right back up.
she sits and comes up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, well,
it's not really doing a lot. Bayley hitting the belly to belly Bayley to belly.
Whatever. I know. I don't like that name. I can't.
No, I don't either.
Bayley to belly. It's like
I don't. They don't have a lot of great finishers for the women. It seems that like if you're athletic, you get a moonsault. If you're not, you get some sort of a pile driver or a
DDT kind of a thing or something.
Local driver variant.
Some person I know you makes YouTube video. Made a video of how upset he is. The new Batman show is getting bad reviews. Oh, is that our buddy? I'm gonna I don't know what's going on. Is that one of our buddies? That Batman cartoon is garbage. Brian is saying they need to get a tag titles off the witches.
Let me just. I want to go back to the Rhea.
Yeah, go for that.
Liv match for a second. I forgot to mention, Liv did a quintessential crucifix driver. She did it so well. I was going to point it out. I'm like, she actually did it like she jumped and snapped her, and I'm like, that's how you do a crucifix driver. Liv Morgan just did it so well, and it looked like it hurt like hell. I'm like, that's how you do it. The witches, because women don't finish joking. Just kidding. The witches, I like Isla Dawn a lot more now that she's not covering her face in makeup. She actually shown that she's actually really attractive.
I agree with that.
I like the witches. I just don't understand their purpose.
Right, nothing's happening. I like them a lot. I really like the two of them. But like, what is happening?
Yeah, they're the unholy union? Unholy what? Like they have, again, they just come out and they're like laughing, and I have zero idea. Like,
I don't know what is happening. If they come out, you're like, hi. It's like, so are you guys bad guys, or like, what are you doing? It's like, I guess you're bad guys because you're against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill are the witches the reverse. They just come
Yeah.
out and like, yeah, we're gonna get our tag titles back. It's like, are you though? Like,
Yeah.
maybe you should just move on to singles wrestling because like it's just like nothing's happening.
Yeah, maybe you guys should. One of you turns heel and fights the other, so we can get something interesting. I don't know. But back to this match. I mean,
Yeah, no missed.
okay. What was that? Which is
they're not allowed to use their evil powers anymore.
yeah. So now it makes no sense that they're witches. Now I'm just like, okay.
Now they're just goth chicks or
yeah, two goth chicks. Like, who cares? I mean, you're like, especially Isla Dawn. I mean, she's hot. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, I like to see you.
Yeah.
But you don't do anything.
You don't do anything. You just show up.
You just show up. I don't get.
And it's like, it's like nothing's happening.
Like I'm like, okay. And for the life of her, Isla Dawn cannot do a code breaker to save her freaking life. You can tell the opponent always just rests on her knees. It's terrible. She's literally like she falls, and then the opponent gently goes.
Yeah, it's like where it's like, huh? Oh yeah. Shouldn't you be here? Like you're grabbing and like the person should be on the knees. It's like your knees are there, and then she's like, oh yeah. What happened? Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know if she's holding the opponent properly or something, or it's almost like she just falls and has her knees. She just falls with her knees up.
Yeah, she just falls with her knees up. I'm like, does the opponent know they're supposed to be following her? Like, I don't understand.
To quote Johnny Cage, this is where you fall down.
It just does not. Maybe she's holding her hands out too far. I have no idea.
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely a weird.
But I saw her do it twice because I actually saw 2 matches with her. I'm like, she's got to stop doing that. Very weird.
All right. Anything else with Bayley and Nia?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully there's something that happens now with that title because it's just been in limbo, and I don't. Just give it. Like Tiffany's got to get it at some point. She's obviously got to be the champion. So.
Right. All right. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with special guest referee Seth Rollins. I don't like CM Punk at all. I don't understand. Like, oh God, again, I don't understand this guy. Like, I wanted to. What remember? Holy Grail.
Yep.
Where those monks were walking and smashing their heads with boards. Remember that? That was me during this match. It's like CM Punk's like, I want my bracelet back. It's like, smack. And then it's like, why are you holding the bracelet? Smack. It's like he's gonna give it back to you. He doesn't care. Like I don't. And right. So okay. So hold on. There's a chair in there. That's a bracelet. Seth has the bracelet. And then CM Punk like doesn't care. He just wants to go after Seth for some reason. Then they argue about it. And then like, I guess like he takes the bracelet. Okay. So he takes, I'm like, why am I following this bracelet? Like, what does this have to do with anything? I've never seen such a hoopla over such randomness. So, okay. Then Drew does the low blow and the Claymore. And then it's a 1, 2, 3 count. And it's like, so CM Punk could have got a 3 count and 1, but he decided to go after this friendship bracelet, which I'm sorry, my niece made me a friendship bracelet when she was like, 3, like whatever age every kid, whatever, especially girls, every girl kid, whatever age it is, discovers this bracelet crap. And then they make them. And then they give them to you, and then you're automatically going to lose them or not care. Because it's all fun and games. It's like, oh, it's so cute, and then literally you wear it for like a day, and then you're like, why am I wearing this? It's rubbish. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand. Is this a product? Like, can we buy these on the WWE shop? Like there's a MacGuffin in the match. And then it's like, oh, he takes like Seth took it, and I was like, okay, I guess he's gonna keep it for, like, so that because it's like, so it's not in the ring. I don't even understand. You should just throw it out of the ring. Okay, it's out. It's a foreign object. It's out. So he pulls it off, and then you're like, oh, and then they're trying to reach for it like it was the friggin' antidote in Temple of Doom. Where's the antidote? Oh, like it's like, where's the diamond? I want the antidote. Give me the diamond. You know, and so then whatever, he gets it. It's like, oh, how dare you wear that? It's like, I don't understand. What did you want me to do with it? Like, I'm holding it for you. So, I mean, this was weird. I'm glad Drew won. I like Drew way better than CM Punk. I'm sorry. I know there's CM Punk fans out there, and they're there, and that's fine with them. But you know what? I also like Hellraiser 4, and people don't like that either, so I don't really care. It's like, I have zero interest with this guy. His character seems whatever to me. It's like, after 10 years, hell is frozen over. He's back. I'm like, well, maybe they should freeze it again, because I don't care about anything that's going on. What's Brian saying? Drew taking the bracelet after sight means it can't.
I thought the same thing, Brian. I'm like, no, don't do it, Drew. Leave it alone.
No, I'm telling. This is the MacGuffin here, and you're like, you know, and all of a sudden they're gonna do Raiders of the Lost Bracelet or whatever. Like, what does this have to do with anything? They should do the poster. I'm gonna take the Raiders of the Lost Ark poster, and I'm gonna Photoshop it. I did. So there's two guys at my previous job, two guys, and they're always like hanging out and being cool with each other. I'm like, why are you guys like literally like this? What's this with bromance or whatever? It was a bromance. And then my cousin-in-law, like who married my cousin, he's like, oh, Jay, can you do Romancing the Stone, but put their faces? I was like, yes, I can. So I made Bromancing the Stone. So I'm going to do this Raiders of the Lost Bracelet here. It's like the dumbest crap ever. First of all, okay, I'm serious now. Did his kid make it, or what is it? Is that what happened? Or what is the bracelet? Can someone tell me?
I'm going to try and tell you with a straight face.
No, I'm serious. I know.
I know.
Not in a funny way.
Like, when I tell you what it is going to be.
Right.
So, what the hell is it? It's like, you know those little cubes that are like dice?
Oh, no, I know. It's just a little charm thing, and it spells out a name or something, right?
So it spells out the name of his wife.
Okay.
And his dog.
Okay, so who made that for him? His wife?
I assume he made it.
Oh my god. Okay, this is worse than I've imagined.
I told you.
So hold on a second. He made a bracelet himself that has his wife's name and his dog's name.
Yes.
Okay. Who cares? Just make another one.
I know.
I thought his kid or something made it for him.
He has no children.
Wow, what a dumb. That's a bracelet I made. Okay, well, make another one. Who cares?
So maybe his wife made it for. I don't know, but like,
is his wife still alive?
Personal value to point. Yeah, his wife was in. She wasn't in it, Zelina Vega, but Zelina Vega played CM Punk's wife in.
Wrestling with My Family. Fighting with My Family. Yeah.
Yeah, AJ Lee is his wife. She was a former.
Oh, AJ Lee. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I mean, so really, it's two letters, AJ, or it's like, so it's actually what, 5 letters and like a dog. What's his dog's name? Like
Larry. So it's 7 letters.
Wow. So like, I mean, Larry, is this your homework, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry? Is this your dog, Larry? Is this your dog, Larry?
Dog still? Is this your dog?
First of all, there's a 95% chance his dog won't notice that his name's on.
I'll see your 95 and up it by 5.
I mean, like, who cares? Wow, what a ton! Oh my god, Raiders of the Lost Bracelet, and then Drew takes it, and you're like, is it like? Oh my god, why is this continuing?
I was like, same thing. I said, as soon as he picked up, I'm like, oh god, no, please don't put it back on. Please, I'm begging you. Break it. Please do something else with it.
Maybe he should have eaten it or something. Yeah. Remember, I used to get those candy bracelets. Remember those? Yeah. It was like sugar candies or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd eat them or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, did anyone ever wear those? I just immediately eat them. But anyway, it's basically Pez on a string or something. Anyway,
it was basically what it was. No one ever.
Why would you wear that? And then remember those diamond rings that you'd suck on?
Oh God, no.
Who wore them? Like you just had it in your mouth, right? Like
it was like.
All right, so what'd you think of the match, though? Like
it was terrible.
Wrestling.
It was absolutely terrible, and this is going to be controversial. CM Punk's done. I think he's got to retire. He has no moves left in the ring. He has none of his usual. Like he looked gassed again. He looked gassed throughout the match. He's very limited now. He's got the running knee strikes. He did the anaconda vice. He's got go to sleep, and that's basically it. He doesn't have a hell of a lot. He's got Diablo off the top that he does in tribute to Randy Savage, right. But he's not the ring technician he did. He's basically a year younger than us, I think. He's slowing down. Mm-hmm. He can't compete in the ring with a specimen like Drew McIntyre, who is a really, really talented performer. He just looked gassed. He looked like he was out of his element. He looked slow. I did not enjoy this match in the least. I'm not committed to the CM Punk character. I think they've done terrible work with his character. I agree with you 100% that he's acted like nothing like a heel, and he continued to act like a heel in this frigging match. Yelling at the referee, losing his mind, like.
Hey, Joe Dog.
Like he's not connecting on any level. Yeah, that's. I'd love that.
I'll give you a few of those.
Yeah, it's just he's not connecting on any level. People are chanting CM Punk because of what he was, not what he is anymore.
And because I wasn't there for the heyday or whatever of CM Punk, I just don't have any. I just don't care about him at all.
Yeah,
like Drew is way better for me.
Yeah.
Drew should just win and then be done with this feud and then move on, because this going back, and I don't really care about the bracelet, but the fact that they're making it a thing makes it stupid. But then now it's like, oh, it's going to continue. I got to get it off of them. It's like, but CM Punk, it's like you're becoming a bad guy. I don't understand. But he's not back. He's not back to regular. Yeah. So Brian is saying he's not back to regular yet.
He just gassed, man. Like he's in there with Drew McIntyre, who's a much more athletic and just energized performer. John Cena's retiring. He's basically our age, and I'm like, yeah, John, you should retire because basically your matches are just you getting your ass kicked. And this felt a lot like it with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. CM Punk was most of it just taking damage.
Drew does like 4 moves over and over again. Yeah, but I don't. My top priority in wrestling is it's been the same. I did take a hiatus from wrestling for many years, but I started with WrestleMania 2, watching WrestleMania 2, and then I never missed. Basically, from WrestleMania 2 to like 20 or something, I never missed anything. Like Saturday Superstars, I'd watch the talk show stuff. Like I never missed anything. And then we took a hiatus where we only watched the pay-per-views. Then I took a hiatus of just watching WrestleMania. And that's like I own every WrestleMania on Blu-ray that there is to own, and they're not releasing anymore. So up till about 20 or so, I watched every pay-per-view, everything that's ever happened. Then I was only watching pay-per-views. Then I went to only watching WrestleManias. And then I went back to watching everything whenever we started more on the channel, doing the heavier, like doing the more the wrestling talks on the channel. I started back. So in my away time, I didn't know anything about CM Punk, and when I'd watch these WrestleManias, I just pretty much watch, and they how they recap the story, like before the match, they give like a 5-minute recap or whatever. So that's how I would find out what was going on. And so I never really hated Cena, but I never was really pumped up for him either, because I just wasn't watching the dailies. I was just like watching him on thing. I was like, oh, he seems, our mutual friend really liked John Cena, but a lot of people really hated him. So it was kind of like that kind of a thing. I have WrestleMania. I have a box set on VHS too, buddy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was Joe Dog saying? I missed this. Buck, your price is right. RIP. I hate Drew. I hate Drew Carey now. He's okay. We're talking about Drew McIntyre. What if Drew McIntyre hosted Price is Right? That'd be good.
I'd watch that.
You give someone a Claymore if they spin and get $1.
Yeah.
It's like, if you get $1, I'm giving you a Claymore. All right, we had Gunther versus Damian Priest. This is like the slap fest. I mean, oh my God, the guy's like, firstly when Gunther showed up and his chest was already, I was like, oh dude, this is not going to be pretty. Your chest is going to be destroyed. So his chest got bleeding. Yes, there's a choke slam. Finn helps Gunther, putting his leg up on the rope. That was the big thing. And then there was a sleeper. Then there's a power bomb and a sleeper. And then Damian lost. And Gunther is the new. I don't know the difference between the two names. Whatever. He's the new champion.
He's the new world champion.
He's a new world champion. So Nia. Okay, so
Universal champion. Sorry.
So Liv retained. Bron became the IC champion. Nia became a lot of belt changes.
Yeah, 4 belts change hands.
Nia became the whatever women's thing.
SmackDown Women's Champion.
Sure. Drew became the bracelet holder.
Yeah. That's more important than any of this other stuff.
And Gunther became the whatever champion.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna call these. I don't know what they. I'm just gonna call them
the Raw champion.
Sure, the Raw. I don't even know that. I don't even know that. Like it's like I can't keep. I'm like Kelly Bundy. There's only a certain amount of knowledge she could keep in her head. I don't know if you remember Married with Children. There was this one where she could only retain like X number of information. So it's like if she learned something new, she would forget something else. Like they reached her capacity.
Yeah.
And then she went on this quiz show. It was a sports quiz show, and she learned everything. Al gave her all the knowledge of all sports, and she retained it all. So then she was answering every question, and then there's a buzzer at the question, and she'd answer. So she answers the question, and the guy's like, "Hold on a second." He goes, "You have to use the buzzer, and then I call you for the answer." She's like, "Oh, how do I use the buzzer?" And he's like, "Oh, you press down the button." She's like, "Okay, thanks." And then Al's like, "Oh no, she just learned something new, which means she's now lost something." Right?
And it was the final question, right?
Yeah, and so it was the final question, and they're like, who scored 4 touchdowns in one game in high school? And that was Al. All he talks about in every episode of Married with Children is like, oh, this is like the days I scored 4 touchdowns in one game, you know, right? They're like, in local high school football, who got 4 touchdowns in one game? And I was like, oh my God, we won. Yeah, I can't believe we got it. And then she's like, he's like, oh my God, that was the one thing
the one thing she forgot now.
What's Brian saying? Gunther's world champion. I'm never going to remember. It won't happen. I cannot remember. It's I'll never remember these distinctions. Okay, Gunther world, Cody undisputed. Okay, so I'll try to remember it that way. Cody un. And it'd be better if Gunther was un, because un is in his name. Can they switch their belts? I'm going to call Triple H and say, can you change the belts around so it's easier for me to remember who has? You know, this isn't going to work for me.
No,
Triple H. Can you swap the belts? Or I got this. Why don't you make them different colored, things? And then I know that this one's on Raw and this one's on SmackDown. All right. So what do you think of this match? I mean, it was a lot of slapping around, and Gunther's was there a no, I could have sworn, was there some botches in this one? No, I don't know. If
there was no botches, there was one botch in Logic, but otherwise there was no botches. This was a really good match. I think both guys really brought their A games, and it went over pretty well. The one botch was having Gunther come and kick Finn in the head, and then Finn's next move is to save Gunther from getting pinned. I'm like, so what happened to that kick you just took to the head? Like,
well, that swapped him. He's like King Tut in the 66 Batman. If he gets hit in the head, he turns to King Tut, and then if he gets hit in the head again, he turns back to the professor. And I love how they let him go back to teaching every time.
Yeah, every time. They're just like, you know what? He's good now.
So Finn came in, and then Gunther kicked him in the head, and then Finn's like, must help Gunther. So that kick to the head, like, spun him around.
I do like that they don't do the arm thing anymore for if you're a sweep, because that thing was always like.
Yeah. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, that sounds like Sean. Just merge them again. Oh.
Yeah, they want to do. There is only one tag team belt still, right?
No,
there's two. Oh my God, you're right. There's two. Wow.
Obviously, you are well invested in the tag team championship. There's only
quick. Here's $1 million. Name the tag champions. Gunther and Arn Anderson. What?
Gunther and Arn Anderson.
No, Arn Anderson is retired.
Gunther.
Oh, that's right. It's Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. No, I just told you Arn Anderson's retired. So he doesn't count? Is that?
The question is it the Brainbuster version of them or the Horseman version?
Yeah. The Brainbusters. You're like, why are they busting brains?
That's ridiculous.
I guess they couldn't use. Well, they couldn't use the Horsemen, right? So.
No, they couldn't use the Horsemen, and they were part of the Heenan family. Yeah, this is a good match. Nothing unexpected. Yeah,
that's funny.
I'm like, Damian Priest basically was pinning him on the apron by that point.
Yeah, the referee was counting in the air. One. It's like 2.
By the way, why is there a hot female referee now?
Oh yes, I've seen her, right? Yeah.
Jessica, I forget her last name, but she's like,
oops.
I was watching a match on SmackDown. I was just watching her the entire match. I wasn't even watching. It was Carmelo Hayes and Andrade, and I was like watching her the entire match.
Yeah. I've seen her. Yeah. I remember. We've seen her. She looks pretty strong. Was she a wrestler or something?
She was a wrestler at one point.
Oh my God, they put her in the game. That's hilarious.
Popular. I don't blame everyone for making her popular. She's pretty attractive.
So yeah, all right. So they slapped the crap out of each other. The chest was bleeding.
The fact that you're bleeding from your chest is pretty wild. Like unless he's like slapping you with knives or he's got long fingernails. Like it's how are you bleeding? Like,
right.
Weird to me. Has he got a blade in between his fingers or something? I have zero idea. But it was a good match. Like Gunther is always solid, and Priest's work has been better lately, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So good match, and I'm fine with the outcome. But give Gunther plenty to do. He's got a good character, and he's good in the ring. So
he's an awesome character. And I actually like Damian Priest. Like he kind of grew on me a little bit.
Yeah, he's grown on me a bit. I haven't cared about him for the longest time, but I think this face turn has been very natural. The announcer's breaking the internet.
Oh, which one? The guy.
Alicia Taylor? Oh, is that her name?
WWE announcers. Samantha Irvin.
Samantha Irvin.
That one. Yeah, she's good.
Ricochet's girlfriend.
Yeah, Ricochet's girlfriend. Yeah.
Fiance now, I think.
Yep. They've got good announcers. I like the like her. She is good. The other one's good too. They're both very good.
They're very good. They have really good announcers.
Yeah, for sure. The announcers are great.
Yeah.
All right, final match of the night. Cody Rhodes and half the babyface roster versus Solo Sikoa and half the heel roster with guest appearance of Roman Reigns. I like how it's like Roman Reigns has been a despicable piece of garbage for 17 years.
Yeah.
And then he's gone for a few months, and they're like, yeah, Roman. You're like, well, what the heck happened? Wrestling is fake. It's not real. No, it's totally real, Carlos. 100%. I double checked last night. I did a thorough research. I can't tell. You can never tell if these guys are joking or not.
Yeah, you always wonder, like you. Yeah.
Well, I went to go see when I was a little kid. I went to go see Peter Pan on stage, and Captain Hook and Peter Pan were fighting on stage, and turns out that wasn't real.
No.
So when I realized that I was watching a theater performance and it was about story and it wasn't real, I then said to my mom, "This is the most insane, illogical garbage I've ever heard of in my life. I'm never going to watch any live theater ever again because it's not real." And then I went home and I watched the movie. And then my mom broke this to me. She said, in the movie, that's also not real.
My God.
And I said, but surely John McClane just murdered all these people. And she's like, no, John McClane didn't murder any of those people. That guy who fell out of the thing, he's an actor. He was also in Robin Hood. I was like, oh my God, that is the same guy. So wait, are you telling me all of this is fake? And I'm like, yeah, it's all fake. It's just a storyline. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. No, brother, your mom told me last night is fake. No, brother, your mom told me last night is fake. That'd be quite weird. That would be weird. But you know what? That is great news, Carlos, because she's actually been very lonely recently. So I'm so happy to know that she was with you, buddy. I appreciate that. She may have a disease or two, so I hope you used protection. If Carlos thinks I'm going to ban him, it's not happening because it doesn't matter to me at all. Carlos, if you're still here, brother, troll the crap out of me. I need engagement. The more comments there are, the more this gets engagement. Thumbs down the stream too, because that's also engagement, idiot. You can look that up. Some guy it's like, I'm going to go to every video and thumbs down you. I'm like, perfect. I get a view and engagement on every video.
Man.
Anyway.
There's
all right.
But anyhow.
Yeah.
Sikoa and Cody Rhodes.
Yes. Okay. So, oh my God. Yes. Okay. Hold on. I'll read. So I couldn't tell if Cody, I have to ask you about this. Cody looked like he tried to duck a move, but there was no move.
There was no move. Yeah.
The bloodline rules. That's fine. Okay. Superplex. Then the bloodline. Arn Anderson was cool. We got to see him back. He was backstage. Kevin Owens comes in. Orton comes in. KO and Orton beats Solo's people up. Then there's a crossroads. Then it's a kick out. Then it's the steps of steel get thrown in there. And then there's a spear. Then there's crossroads. But then Fatu comes in. And then Fatu, did he really get injured? You have to let me know if that happened. I don't know if that was fake or not. And then Fatu hits him again then Fatu puts him through a table. Then there's a Cody cutter. And Roman Reigns. These matches, all you have to do is watch the last 10 minutes. I'm like, there's 10 minutes left, and it's like, okay, when is like, okay, and then you know that the last 10 minutes where all the pumped up shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah, this had some bad camera work. One thing that is becoming apparent that is terrible is that when Cody goes for the Cody cutter, his opponent is falling before he actually hits the cutter.
Yeah.
And that's because of camera angle. You shouldn't be able to see that.
And some of those are I don't, that Cody cutter is not, oh gosh, I don't know. When it works, it looks pretty neat.
Yeah.
But a lot of Solo literally like what the hell's going on?
Why is he falling?
Next time I go to Toys R Us, I'm going to buy a couple of wrestling toys so I can. It's like he literally here. I'll show you with Reva. Sean gave me a Reva. The worst character.
Sean would give you a Reva.
Sean bought me the worst character in Star Wars history, and I put it right on my desk. I'm so happy to have this. I'm gonna buy a wrestler. I'm just gonna have Reva get beat up on every stream. No, but like literally, Solo Sikoa like put his head out
Yeah.
There you go, Cody got her. It's like whoosh.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So there's that, and then Peter Pan and Dick.
I wish the Bloodline rules would have kicked in earlier.
Yeah.
It was 15 minutes. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
that's what I said, Joe. You don't need to watch the first 15 minutes. Just get to the good stuff.
So there's that. There was, because of the angle again, you could see like Solo was already like throwing himself over the top rope before Cody hit him with the clothesline over the top rope. He was already going over. Like he was literally like boosting himself up. So
Yeah.
So I hate when they try and do that. I don't like the close-in camera cam because you can see that they're not hitting each other and stuff.
Right.
Other than Priest and Gunther, evidently. But so match was fine. The Jacob Fatu thing was weird. I don't think it was real because I watched the replay and there's no way his ankle was destroyed.
I saw that too. I thought maybe it was like more of his thigh or his knee or something because that looked like it hit the edge of the table, but he was holding his ankle, but like it didn't look like that hit at all. That looked like it was completely fine.
I think that it was just a convenient way to not have him in the ring.
Right.
And Solo ate the pin because they've really, produced Jacob Fatu as this unstoppable monster.
Right.
And he doesn't sell moves. So like Roman Reigns hitting him with a spear, probably if you're doing it properly and how you've done it, it wouldn't have done anything to him. So to preserve that character's like mystique, I guess you could say, it made sense that but then he's kind of an idiot for hurting himself. So he can't really win either way.
I guess it was like you could say like, well, he put himself in harm's way in order to get the advantage for Solo. So I guess it's all right.
It's all right.
Reva's not in The Force Awakens, Joe Dog. She's in what is she in? Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Kenobi.
She's in Obi-Wan. What is that show called? Is it called Obi-Wan Kenobi or just Kenobi? Or just Obi-Wan?
I think it might be Obi-Wan. I have zero idea.
What a disaster. Yeah, Reva's the worst character
no one on this panel
in Star Wars.
The title is. We just noticed that Obi-Wan Kenobi show. That sucks.
But the acolyte people are trying their best to be worse.
Yeah.
And nobody likes Force Awakens, Joe. Like everybody knows that. Solo's the low center of gravity. So there you go.
That is true.
Jacob got injured because he wanted to save his first time. Yeah. That makes sense for sure.
The match was fine. Like, everyone ran out who we thought they would. Solo he didn't do that stupid Samoan Spike. I hate Spike. I hate. So at least there's that. He did 2 spinnings. Yeah, like J-Man would take it in the mouth. There we go. How rude. By the way, J-Man, I'm going to say this on air because it means more to him than not. Jeff Dubbs says hi. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Yes, Jeff. Oh my God.
If he ever watches this, which I don't know if he is, I quit Marvel Strike Force today, so I let them know. So.
Oh wow. Well, we'll talk privately about that. That's awesome. Wow. And I got you in on that one too.
Yeah. So yeah, the match, it was okay. It obviously pales in comparison to the Roman Cody match, Bloodline Rules. And I thought that, Brian, and I thought maybe it was legit, but the thing is that he's really been selling that character and what he does, and it's something I think he would have done.
This is great.
That is great. That is absolutely correct. Like everyone's like, we want Roman. I'm like, the bastard. This is Eric the Bastard all over again.
Yeah, Roman was a piece of crap for like 800 years. And then it's like he did nothing. He just stayed home and then he came back and it's like, what happened? He didn't do anything. Geek Out with Roscoe. How's it going? Thanks for popping in, just saying hey to everybody. Hello, hope we're doing well. Yeah, I'll give you I'll give you a Cora Jade.
Nice.
Thank you for saying hey.
So yeah, so it was well, it was fine. It obviously advanced the Solo Roman feud that has been simmering.
Correct. Yep.
Is Cody can move on to other challengers because it's got to stop. The bloodline stuff has to stop with Cody. We've been through it. Like, if you think about Kevin Owens has been fighting the bloodline off and on for 4 years.
Wow. That's crazy.
We need to move on.
Yeah, we do need to move on from that. It's just like now it'll be Roman.
Yeah. And Jimmy Uso and probably Jey Uso.
Right. Yeah, it's like the original guys will fight the
and Sami Zayn probably will be pulled into that as well.
Right.
That's probably your Survivor Series match.
Oh, there you go. Jacob is awesome. Yeah. Roman. Yeah, so it's going to be. So what did you just say? Roman, Kevin Owens?
Nope. Roman, Jey, Jimmy, and Sami.
And Sami. Oh, that's beautiful. Can you imagine? And then Paul Heyman's on Roman's team.
Yep.
Randy's one RKO away from becoming Cody's next challenger.
He's going to turn on him, and then he's going to go for it. I think that match has to happen. Hopefully, it happens at Survivor Series, or latest is Royal Rumble. Yeah, Logan Paul.
Yeah, Logan Paul, man. So Steve and I were super like, I don't know about this guy, but he's really coming through, man. I don't know. It's hard. At some point in time, you have to just be like, you know what? That he's really trying. He's tried more than any other celebrity kind of person that's ever come in that I can remember. There's a few people, like I really like Lola Vice, who was in MMA. Now it took her a while to figure her character out. She's slowly now, like I liked her immediately, but I watched all of her matches, her Bellator matches or whatever. And then, so I was pumped up for her to come, and I thought, well, is she going to be a Ronda and just kind of come in and, not do as much, even though I still like Ronda. But like, yeah, she's done Logan Paul. You're like, God, this guy's doing this for like a weekend. He's going to he'll be a weekend warrior. And I love WWE, but seems like he's really, and he pulled some great moves. Last night. Yeah. It's the best solos looked. Yeah. I agree. I like the poster that they did with him where he's like this, and it's like he's with the guys, and that looked kind of cool. Like he looks cool. He looks like a cool guy. Justin, what's going on, man? I have a hunch that Roman reveals final team member will be. I don't. There's so many of these guys. This is like the X-Men or something. After a while, I don't know anybody. I saw it's like they just came out with X-Force #1, and I'm like, oh look, it's Forge and Deadpool, and I don't know anyone else on this. I'm like, wait a minute, my entire arm is X-Men. I don't remember any of these characters. If you weren't in giant size X-Men #1, I don't know who you are. There's so many of these guys that have come in. I'm completely lost. I'm getting confused within the match itself. I was like, wait a minute, that guy was just knocked out. How is he back? It's like, that's the other guy. I'm like, no, that guy's that guy. No. Wait, how many of them are there? It's like, there's going to be 17 of these guys. And I'm just going to be like, I don't know. It's like Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah.
I know Elektra Lopez. And that's the only person I know.
That's the only one worth knowing.
It's like they all come out together as like, wow, this is the greatest. This is my favorite team. That's my favorite team in professional wrestling. Quick, name anybody. Elektra Lopez. Name someone else. There isn't anyone else.
No one else matters but Elektra Lopez. Have you seen her lately?
I have.
Yes.
No, I do like the main guy, which I can't remember his name.
Santos Escobar.
I swear I didn't know his name. I love
the main guy, whoever he's named. Whoever he is, I love him.
Yeah. Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny at Mania for the Bad. Okay, we need some Electra Lopez gifs on this channel. What am I doing here?
I don't know how we haven't had one up to this point.
Yeah, that's really that is very offensive. We need to find some good ones of her. Oh, there's one right there.
If only I could find some good pics of Electra Lopez.
Yeah, there's so many. I got to figure out which one to. Oh, there's not very many GIFs though. That's the problem. But anyways,
she doesn't do anything. She just comes out with those guys. It's like, oh.
Yeah. So was she injured or something, or is there?
I have no idea what's going on. I have zero idea. I want more Electra Lopez weekly, and I never get any Electra Lopez except when those guys show up.
Right. All right. So anything else to discuss? 1 second here. Oh my God, it won't let me upload. I have too many GIFs. It won't let me upload anymore. So I'm really upset over this now. I have to lose one. So let's see here.
Which one is losing?
I got Lola punching. That's kind of cool. I can't lose Judy. I've got 3 for Liv, and I've got like 3 or 4 for Cora Jade, but I like the Cora Jade ones.
I can't support losing any of those.
Yeah, you can't get rid of Liv. That's brutal. I will get rid of. Oh, you know what? We didn't shout out the Legionnaires. Let me do that right now, guys. At the beginning of every stream, I started this so quickly. I wanted to shout out the channel members: Dan, Sean, Steven, who's here with me tonight. Brennan, Mark D with a C, RR, who was with me on Saturday night, last night, talking about Squadron Supreme, which is basically almost my new favorite comic of all time, which I can't even believe it. I'm a bit nervous. I'm a bit nervous and shocked that I would even say that, but I've thought about nothing but that comic since I read it. Philip, S182 is going to be with me on Tuesday, and Digger Jim, who's our newest member. So I want to thank all the members. And Clobberin Times. Clobby didn't care about wrestling, but we're going to mention him anyways. Our lifelong, forever Legionnaire extraordinaire, Mike Alonso, known as Clobberin Times, our good buddy. And we miss you, buddy. All right. Let's see. Let's catch up on the chat a bit here. Logan Paul versus, yeah, that's funny. So he's 6'8". Wow.
Tonga tall.
They're twins. Okay. Marvel DC team with Spider-Man, Donna Troy as Wonder Girl. My Marvel DC team would be Spider-Man and Donna Troy. Oh, that'd be cool. I'm in the UK. I'm in the UK. This is quality. Okay. Oh, thank you. Proper jokes. Well, thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. Just for that, let me give you. I've got a few Cora Jades. I'll give you this one. That's Cora with cap on. Okay, I need to lose a GIF to put this one on here. What can I lose?
You're not naming anything so far that I'm supportive of.
I'll get rid of this because I don't really need this. Now let's see. If it tells me I can't do it, I'll lose my mind because sometimes the GIFs don't work because they're too big. Now this one will work. Well, so are you looking forward to anything coming up? Here's a. I don't know why it's.
Yeah.
There you go. So I'll put that one in the roster.
Yeah. Well, we didn't talk. You probably missed it. There was a commercial for some manscaping thing, and Otis was using it to shave his chest.
Yes, I did see that.
I was like, this is so weird.
That was weird.
It was super weird. And
that actually was weird.
Very weird. Yeah, looking forward. I don't know. Like I'm loving NXT right now. The women's stuff is on fire.
Oh my God. Hey, what happened to Gigi Dolan?
Knee injury.
Oh, okay.
Ariana Grace.
She's the best.
She's awesome.
She's from Toronto.
Sol Ruka is, I don't know
awesome.
How that woman loses a match. She is so good.
She is awesome. Everyone all of the women on NXT are the damn best.
Look at that Kendall Gray. Like she just comes out, she like belly to belly that dude twice. I'm like, holy crap. And she looks awesome.
You know who's good too? What's her name? Jordan.
Kalani.
Kalani. Oh my God.
they're all good. Like Carly Bright. Like even now that she's got a full pair of pants, Ren St. Clair looks better. Because she just had half pants.
She only had one pant leg or whatever.
She only had one pant leg. I didn't understand it. I love NXT, like the women's stuff right now. It's gold. I'm just devouring it. Unfortunately, the Raw and the SmackDown stuff is lagging behind.
Yeah, the women's division on Raw and SmackDown is just not doing it for me.
No, I mean, and the problem is that the witches are now being utilized after a year. Blair Davenport,
she's with them. It's like
on a milk carton, and then she appeared this week, with the witches. What's her name? She was the rich girl. I can't remember her name now. The rich girl from NXT. She had all the money and.
Oh yeah. Where? Yeah.
Where is she?
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
Yeah. She's gone. Yeah, a lot of them have just been underused now, or they're just like completely gone.
I like your idea. They should do a version of Glow. I honestly think they should.
Yeah. They have women of WoW is still going.
WoW is still going.
I want Lana Starr is there. She as a manager. So I watched that, but I don't really pay attention to it. Like I have it on record. Yeah. So I PVR it. So I just have it going in the background. They're the mother truckers. That's the they're the tag champs. They're pretty funny. Just their name is funny. And then there's like a teacher. She's got like the meter stick. I'm like, who is this? Like the character, it's all character driven, it's all archetypes, right? So it's just like silly characters, but it's like the mother truckers. That's pretty funny. There's a great metal band called Truck Fighters. I'm serious. Their first like 3 or 4 albums were awesome, and I'm just like, Truck Fighters. Like, they fight truck. They're great. It's a great band. That's one of these random, because if you're into metal, you just find these random bands. You're like, Truck Fighters. I'm like, well, why not? And you're like, this album was great. What's their second album? Like, shit, this album's great too. It's like I was on like their 4th album. Like, this is a great band. I've got to get all these. It's like, have you heard of Truck Fighters? No.
They fight trucks.
They fight trucks. It's like Metallica, just trucks. You've heard of Metallica, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, Truck Fighters, it's Metallica adjacent. Like,
oh my god!
If you're tired of them, go to Truck Fighters. All right. Well, I guess we'll end it off there. Steve, I got your link in the chat. Plus, I got your link in the video in all my videos. Anything? When's the next? I know that you've got. I don't know if you're ready with your next book, or it's coming real soon, or.
Cannot be reached for further comment is doing my cover. I've given him my blessing on a lot of the designs. To let everyone know, it's going to be 2 different characters, and basically they're going to be facing off on the cover, and half of it's going to be the world of one character, and half of it's going to be the world of the other character. So he's built the White Sword character. It looks really good. He's done the Hellbent character. Again, looks really good. He's got the red eyes with the smoke and all that.
Yeah.
So White Sword's actually going to be there with a couple of showgirls dressed as demons, and I think that'd be neat. That's pretty cool. And he's using a lot of designs from the old pulp magazines where it's like the magician. It's style on the back. So I'm excited for it. But obviously because he's drawing it takes a while, right? Because he's got to do the sketches and that. But it's coming together really well. So maybe the end of this month or early next month, it should come out.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, I'm streaming every day, so I'll see you guys. I'll just keep posting it and we'll go from there. Wednesday, I'm going to be on the Action Elite, so that'll be talking about the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. The rest of the nights we're here. So that's it. See you guys. Hopefully see you tomorrow for Legion. Take care.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.